Jimmy Dore has been a crypto fascist since 2016, and he's becoming less and less crypto as the days go by. He can call himself whatever he wants to call himself, but we all know that if Fox News offered him a contract tomorrow, he'd drop to his knees and open his mouth in a second. One giveaway that somebody's a fascist is how they respond to Greta Thunberg. This is Jimmy responding to Greta Thunberg, who's being harassed at Davos by a troll from Rebel News.
Okay, here we go.
How come you never protest Saudi Arabia or Russia? You only protest Western energy. Why have you never criticized Vladimir Putin or OPEC?
Yeah, I've never done that. Never, ever.
Well, will you do so now? Will you condemn OPEC energy?
That's a super legit question.
That's a super stupid question. But we all know that Jimmy Dore takes pride in being stupid. I'm just a pothead comedian. Yeah, Greta Thunberg has criticized Saudi Arabia. She called their net zero policy a sham. She boycotted an Egyptian conference on climate, calling that thing a sham. She's trolled Putin on Twitter a bunch of times. She criticized the European Union for doing business with Putin. And by the way, Jimmy Dore is wearing, while he's talking, the most ridiculous looking hat. It's like a fedora with a feather in it. Looks like he should have a jacket slung over his shoulder. He looks like a private detective from a musical. You guys got to see this hat. I'll show it to you. I'll put it. It'll be in the thumbnail. You can't miss this hat, man. This hat is something else.
Will you condemn OPEC? How does someone navigate that?
She doesn't
Now,
know what
OPEC
that is.
Now, OPEC is in bed with the West. They're in bed with...
No, wait a second. Your buddy from Rebel News just got done saying that she only criticizes the West, and now you're saying that she's afraid to criticize OPEC because they work with the West. You two knuckleheads got to get your story straight. By the way, just so you know, Rebel News is what's known as Canada's Breitbart. They have a lot of correspondents who are associated with white supremacist groups. They got Gavin McInnes and somebody else named Faith Goldie. They are avid corporate-run climate change deniers. And they probably deny some other stuff, some like World War II related stuff, if it wasn't illegal in Canada. But go on, Jimmy.
With the petrodollar. They're propping up the United States petrodollar, which allows us to commit genocides and wars all over the world. That is a big pusher of climate change, the military. That's a completely legitimate question.
No, it's not.
And she just ignores it. Let's watch.
She didn't ignore it. She responded with sarcastic remarks and laughter. She treated the guy like a joke because the guy's a joke.
Greta, can you condemn every...
And then she starts laughing. Like, I'm sorry, you guys.
How dare you? How dare she? How dare she?
Fucking, you got a shitty spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
You got a really shitty...
Did you hear his bruiser? Did you hear his bruiser wife in the background go? Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, you guys. This is fucking... You got a shitty spokesperson.
You got a shitty spokesperson. Not we have a shitty spokesperson. Did you notice that? You have a shitty spokesperson. You people who are concerned about climate change have a shitty spokesperson. Not we people who are concerned about. That's what's called, that's an accidental slip, man. That's what's called a Floydian trip. That's when you drop acid with Pink Floyd and accidentally reveal something about yourself. And this hat, man, still can't get over this hat, man. He looks like a He looks like an investigative reporter for Playgirl magazine.
Mm-hmm. You got a really shitty. This is your climate. Do you think this is going to get it done on climate change? You think acting like a child, which is what she's doing. She's acting like she's 12 years old, not like she's 20, and responsible. She can't answer a direct question about climate change.
Seen her answer a direct question about climate change many times. Saw her on Ellen. Saw her on she had to put up with Trevor Noah. She had to pretend Trevor Noah was funny. She was charming. She was knowledgeable. She's got a sense of humor. And by the way, he keeps bragging about how she's an adult and she's not acting like an adult. I seem to recall Jimmy Dore back when he worked at TYT and he had like a legit job. I remember he spit on Alex Jones for doing the exact same thing that this guy's doing. He was like in his 50s when that happened. And by the way, if she's such an adult, then why do all these Republicans, I keep seeing memes of her getting spanked. I keep seeing Steven Crowder make all these sexual remarks to her. If she's an adult, then why do all these Republicans want to bang her? Republicans are into consensual sex with adults? Since when? Looking like Secret Squirrel.
Not one.
Single delegate that's come here on a private jet. Surely that's something you should condemn.
She won't.
You can do it too.
She won't do it. What is this, weird? What kind?
She just said you can do it to Rebel News. You can condemn corporations and rich people taking private jets to Davos. I think her message has been loud and clear because she crossed the Atlantic Ocean on a racing yacht to attend a climate conference in New York. She took a 32-hour train ride to Davos this year. That's been pretty well publicized in places like, I don't know, the New York Times. I'm pretty sure she just sent a message by doing that. I'm pretty sure she made her position pretty clear. I'm wondering why Jimmy Dore would side with Rebel News, the trolls over at Rebel News, more than he would side with Greta Thunberg. I couldn't figure it out. Well, actually, it's pretty easy to figure it out. It's not really their climate change denial or their white supremacy that he relates to as much as he relates to catcalling women at inappropriate moments. Because he kind of bragged about sexually harassing Anna Kasparian at TYT and trying to look up her news skirt. I don't know what a news skirt is, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be trying to look up it at work, especially. What is a news skirt? That's not a thing. I have never heard of a news skirt. I wouldn't know what a news skirt looks like. I know what a kid who studies musical theater looks like. He usually wears a hat like that. Exactly like that.